Hey there, welcome to the channel. I'm Cindy Daychuk with Queen Bee Creations, and we're going to do a tin craft today. Now, the tin we're going to be using is available from the dollar store, so we're not using like sheets of real tin, which is very solid, very sharp if we cut it, and you need special tin snips, all that kind of stuff. So very similar to maybe like tin cans, you know, that you get your vegetables in. That's harder than we're going to be using. So what we're using is from the dollar store. This is just like a oven protector, right? That you put in to catch drippings and things. What we want is that nice, easy tin, you know, similar to what you get for pie plates. What I like about these sheets is that there are a lot of flat spaces where it's not embossed. So like there's this embossed in the middle that says Betty Crocker. I'm not wanting to do a craft that says Betty Crocker. The pie plates you could use, but if I'm using these, and I don't mind them, but if I'm using them, then I am using the round. I'm going to do my design in the round and decorate all of these little flat spaces. I'm going to take advantage of the size and shape. Because we're coming up to Valentine's Day, I'm going to do heart-shaped crafts. But no, this isn't just a seasonal thing. This isn't just a Valentine's craft. You could do Easter eggs. You could do Easter bunnies. You could do ornaments and stars and Christmas tree shapes for Christmas. You could do whatever shape you want. Now, the easiest place to start is to use maybe cookie cutters as your pattern shape, but you could print out any shape you want and just trace around it. So you are not limited by cookie cutters. You're not limited by anything other than your imagination for this. All right, so I'm going to pull you in I'm going to try overhead and see if you're able to kind of follow along with me. But what we're starting with are these big baking sheets or oven protectors. And the other thing from the dollar store that I picked up is we want to do this on a bit of a surface that gives a little. We're going to be embossing into that tin. So if we do it on a perfectly hard surface, you know, like ceramic tile or something, we can't, there's no give. So we want something that's got a bit of give, but we don't want it so soft that we're going to puncture through the tin. So this is just a cheap placemat from the dollar store. Gotta love them. And it's just got that slightly spongy back. Now, I emboss on the harder surface. It prevents too much give, but it has enough give. So that's the foundational surface that I'm going to be embossing down into. Now, the tools that I'm using, I have a bunch of these ball-ended dotting tools. So usually they say you're dipping it into your paint and you're dotting it onto a surface. I have never used them for that. But I use them a lot for all kinds of other things. And these are really similar to like cake decorating tools that you would use to kind of emboss down into maybe a leaf or a petal to get it to curl. And that's what I'm more familiar with them for. But I have a set of these little fine tips. I just use them constantly for all kinds of weird, bizarre things, but they're perfect for this. If you don't have something like that, then use something that's got kind of a softer, more rounded edge. You can use things like, you know, you could use the end of this little needle holder, right? And that's going to give you kind of that same bald end. So you could use that as one of your tools. Anything that's going to be a little bit rounded and not puncture things. So you know, the end of this paintbrush is not pointy. It's nice and rounded, no ridges. So I could use that to be able to draw lines. So I don't want you to think that you have to race out and buy a bunch of these. I just have them. So I'm using what I have. You use what you have. All that I purchased for this was the mat from the dollar store and some of these sheets. And then we're good to go. All right, since I'm working with hearts, what I'm going to do is place my heart down, and I want to leave maybe about a 1/4 to a 1/2 inch area around my heart design. I'll show you why later. It's a preference, you don't have to, but I'm going to use a kind of dull pencil to kind of trace my design. I could just use one of my ball features to do it, but quite honestly, because of my broken wrist, it's not so easy for me to hold this in place. And so I find it easier to, let me just look for the size of ball that I would maybe want. I just find it easier to draw my design and then go around and trace over it. And it's at this point, I'm indenting down into the tin so that the other side is my good side. And that's where I get all my raised design. Now, as I do this, and apparently I can't talk and do it at the same time. Not so smoothly otherwise. Okay, so not great on that side. To work on, I find it easier to get rid of a lot of the excess. So I tend to cut these down so that, you know, I've got a smaller surface to work with. So let's get a smaller one, right? So I've got my heart design here. And now I can take any of my tools and I can start kind of creating a pattern however I want. So I can take those balls and kind of roll them and indent them to create kind of a dotted exterior. And you could draw your pattern on here very lightly first. So you could print out a design and then kind of trace lightly into this if you wanted to do something very specific and you didn't trust yourself to do it freehand, then that works great too. So don't feel like you're limited saying, oh, you know what? I don't think that I'd get a good pattern, or it doesn't matter. Just, you know what? Trace onto it and go from there. So, you know, the good side, I have almost like these rivets kind of sticking up. And I could go now and do, oh, you know what? Let's do a little ball. And now I can just do petals coming around the outside. So I could do, you know, kind of like daisies. So it's very easy to kind of push into, create any kind of a pattern that you want. And you'll see that, yeah, my petals aren't all the same size, or it'll still be fine. It'll still look good. And I can do a bunch of smaller ones. Look how cute that looks on the other side. So what I want to do now is I want to cut this out, and I'm going to cut about here, all the way around, right? So leaving about that, maybe 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch on the outside. So let me do that and then we'll come back. And cutting this, by the way, is super easy. Like, you can do it with just regular scissors. You probably don't want to do it with your best scissors because it's tin. It's going to dull them down. But we're just going to go all the way around. Okay, well, now I'm just doing it. So let me just finish it off. And then I save these pieces for smaller projects. So here's the thing. This is my side that I've embossed. This is my good side. And I have that edging. Now I could go and I could cut all the way around that, or I could make my edge around my heart a little bit more pronounced if I want, right? So I could take a slightly bigger I'm just looking for the right one. There we go. I could take a slightly bigger ball and go around it, making the edging a little bigger and a little more pronounced. This is a great one-handed craft. There we go. And then what we can do is we could just do little stripes from that edge out, which kind of finishes off the outside of this. Now, note, none of this is sharp. So unlike, you know, like working with tin cans or something, which requires some tin snips, you're going to have sharp edges with that. You don't get any sharp edges with this. Now, this is so easy to emboss into that you can really create any kind of pattern that you want, as detailed as you want. So, I mean, you could very easily create, you know, almost like little scroll work. And you get a quick idea of how much pressure to use or not use. And, you know, it's very easy to kind of gauge. Just exactly what's happening. And look how lovely that ends up looking, right? You can add, you know, some little dots here and there to fill in some of the space. You could add leaves if you want to. It's so easy and very addictive. Let's take a look at these because I think that this is such a cool thing that you can do so much with. So here are some of our little heart designs. Right? So those are the flowers that we did. We did the scrolls. Now, with these, you could kind of glue them back to back if you want, sort of stuff them so they're puffy. And then you've got two-sided, which means you could put it on a stick and do a whole arrangement of these. Again, I've cut mine into hearts, but you could cut them into flower shapes and that kind of thing, and then do designs and patterns. These, you could punch a hole in all of them and do a whole garland. You can antique them if you want. So look at how this one is dulled down with a little bit of dark wax. You could paint them and then do some gilding, you know, a little bit of, you know, like a rub and buff in a metallic on the raised surfaces, so they can create, you know, like maybe paint them white and then distress them back to the tin look. So you've got this antique kind of look going. Very cool. So all kinds of things. But what if you took one of your squares and you just embossed this? I think you guys are seeing it backward, but this says time, so that this becomes a plant stake. This is the dollar store plant stakes. Glue this on, and then these become phenomenal little cute plant stakes in your garden for the springtime. Or what if you just take some of your little scrap pieces of those, and this just says love and a little bit of design and glued onto a gift tag. So you could use them in your scrapbooking, or you know, in your journaling as little embellishments. So how cute would it be if you did a bunch of little metallic flowers that you were able to just glue in and add to projects? Or, you know, if you were making gnomes for Christmas, just still Christmas on the brain apparently, but maybe you're doing gnomes, and so you're doing little metal patterned buttons, or you know, little flower or an emblem in their hat. Or, you know, if you're doing bunnies, and you get what I'm saying. What if you found a little wagon that you wanted to do up for Easter, and you were able to do a little license plate, or you had some little tags on it? Just so much, and so inexpensive. And just one of these sheets is going to give you an infinite number of little projects that you could do with it. I think this is fun. I think this is exciting. You guys let me know. Sometimes I feel like I'm in this on my own. I'm here by myself getting excited. Let me know what you think of this, and what other uses you can think. I mean, I'm kind of thinking the sky's the limit on this. It, again, so easy. It's not sharp. Kids can do this. I think it's super fun. Let me know your thoughts. Love to hear from you. Looking forward to seeing you on the next one. Until then, take care. I'm going to keep making them. Take care.